Okay, so let's do one or two more examples here. Let's look at number 5. So, first off, Brandon, what combination of sides and angles are we given?
Side, angle,
Side, angle, side. What does that allow us to do?
law of cosines.
We can do the law of cosines. Now, what will that give us when I do the law of cosines? That can be anyone here. Side, angle, side will allow me to find this side. Cool. Is that what we're asked to find? No, we need to find this. So what does that mean we're going to have to do after we do law of cosines? Law of sines. Let's go and try this out, all right? Now, as you're doing this, you might just get into the habit of where, you're like, I don't really need to use the formulas anymore. Like, do you use A, B, or C? For example, look at number 6. Do you see any A, B's, or C's? So what you start to get in the habit of is when you're trying to find this third side here, you're just going to have, this side squared is equal to side squared plus side squared minus 2 side sine of the angle, right? But for this one, let's just still practice here. So what side length are we solving for? What would I call this side over here? A. So which formula am I using? The one that starts with a squared. So a squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. Now let's label our sides while we're at it. So b is 60, c is 68. So when I plug this in, I get a squared is 60 squared plus 68 squared minus 2 times 60 times 68. And then that's going to be times the cosine of 20 degrees. And what am I going to do with that big long thing there? Put it in your calculator. Someone shout it out once they know what that is. What'd you guys get? $556.1? That sounding good? Okay, cool. So then what do I still need to do with that? Square root it. And that gives me 23.6, let's say. Cool, that's what this side length is right here. What do I still need to do in order to figure out angle B? We're going to do law of sines. Well, I guess the question is, do we have a side and an angle of the same letter now? Yes, which letter? So then I'm going to come down here, and so now I'm going to, so this first part we're finding A. Now we're going to find what the problem asked us to find, which is angle B. Now if we're going to use the law of sines, we have to set it to the one that we know, which you guys just told me is A. And if it's an angle, we write it with the angles on top. So I'll have sine of B over B equals sine of A over A. All right, let's plug those in. So Charlie, tell me what those are. I don't know what angle B is, but what side B? And what is angle A? And what is side A? Awesome. Keep going with this, Charlie. If I'm trying to solve for B, what's the first step here? Yeah, that sounds good. So times by 68 here, times by 68 here. And that will cancel out that. I still have the sine of B, though. So what will undo a sine? Awesome. Let's read. What's up? Oh. Side B is 60. You know, that's okay, Charlie. Because Do you know what Hannah Montana says? We'll just leave it there. 'Cause you guys know, right? You don't know? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Don't act like you don't like Hannah Montana. Okay, so that means I'm timesing by 60 on both sides, right? Bless you. So then I'm doing the inverse sine of the sine of 20 times 60 over 23.6. Does that look better? Awesome. So when we do that whole thing, what do we get angle B is? You guys plug that in? Yeah, someone shout it out. What, Allie? 60.4 degrees. Do you guys agree? Can someone confirm that? Awesome. Okay, so we weren't solving the triangle on here, so we didn't have to find all the missing sides and angles. But in order to get x, we did have to find another side first. Alright? Do you have any questions on this one? Okay, we're not going to finish this second one, but let's talk about it. Is our approach going to be any different? On number 6, what are we given? Side angle side. So what can we use? Law of cosines. And that will give us this opposite side here. So then we'll have all the sides. Then that means in order to find this angle right there, what can we use? Law of sines. Do you feel confident that you can do that on your own? Awesome. So we didn't get all the way through today. We'll wrap this up next time. But I want you to still start the homework and get as far as you can. And if you get stuck, then bring it back with questions. All right? Awesome. Thanks, guys. If you want to go ahead and get cleaned up, once you're cleaned up, you're good to go.